Hello KBI, it's great to be back with you doing KBI Klips after a brief break. We're going to pick up with developing an understanding of the Shmona Esrei prayer of Musaf that we say Shabbat morning together as a community before we go into Kiddush. In previous clips, we have explained the two introductory verses before Shmona Esrei, and we've given an overview to the first blessing. Today I want to get into the words themselves and explain the first two words, Baruch Atah. The word Baruch is actually one that we are meant to say 100 times a day. As the Talmud teaches us, and this is codified in the book of Jewish law, a Jew is meant to recite 100 blessings every day, beginning with, of course, the word Baruch. So why is that so important? And specifically, what does the word Baruch teach us? The Avudraham, who is a 14th century Spanish Jew, who's best known for his commentary on the Siddur, explains that the word Baruch is actually an adjective, like Rachum and Chanun. It's a description of God. This is different from sometimes what we mistakenly think, that Baruch Atah Hashem is us blessing God. No, Baruch is a description, an adjective, and what we're saying is we're describing God as the source from where all blessing comes. The first thing we say in Shmona Esrei is that every good thing we have can be attributed to your benevolence and your decision to give it to us and allow us to have it in our lives. Now, why is that so important? Because we all know how easy it is to slip into self-centeredness and to attribute all good things we have to our own efforts. And of course, while hard work is very important and matters a great deal, we can't forget that we would not have anything that we are blessed to have without Hashem's benevolence and decision to give it to us. So we humble ourselves right at the beginning of Shmona Esrei with the word Baruch and 100 times a day. And we describe Hashem as the one from whom everything comes. It's important to note that this same root of Baruch, Bet Resh Chaf, is the same root of the word Brecha, which is wellspring. Again, the same idea. Hashem is the wellspring where things come from. And Berech, which is knee. The knee is where we bow down. And during this Baruch, the beginning of Shmona Esrei, we actually do bow down and humble ourselves and submit ourselves to Hashem as the source of everything that we have. That's the first word. The second word, Atah. So the Chafetz Chaim actually points out that this is the most difficult word to mean fully. We all know how hard it is during Shmona Esrei to really mean you, to feel like we're talking to someone. This is where it's so important to pause and to make the davening personal, intimate, to allow it to be me speaking to you, Hashem, in a real way, just like I'm speaking to someone else, person to person, and in this case, me to you, God. The work of emunah, of belief, is to make that you, to make Atah a reality, so that when we take 3 steps forward, we really do feel like we're talking to Hashem. This is why it's sometimes very important to pause before we start praying, to settle our minds and to get into the right headspace. And also sometimes visual imagery can help. We're taught or advised to imagine that we're speaking to the Kisei HaKavod, Hashem's throne of glory, again, so that we can tangibly feel like there is an address and we're speaking to God. Let's try to be mindful this Shabbat when we daven, when we say the words Baruch Atah, so we can have more intent and be more deliberate in our Shmona Esrei. Thank you, and I look forward to continuing with you soon. Have a Shabbat Shalom.